Thanks for the sunshine and thanks for the rain. Thanks for the pleasure and thanks for the pain I give. Thanks for life. Thanks for life. Yeah, I give. Thanks for the quarrels and thanks for the joy. Thanks for my daughter and thanks for my boy I give.
That's the music. We'll talk to the artist later in this podcast.
This is Jim Bratton Podcast, a podcast exploring his personal interests, interviews with artists and musicians, as well as other creators, an opinion or two, or more, poetry and prose, ambient sound, binaural and ASMR, audio produced for meditation and relaxation, experimental sound or music, and those exploring aesthetic boundaries. You may enjoy some, or all, or none. Now, here's Jim.
Jim Bratton Podcast. We're doing a live one here at the patio of Marmo today, and we're talking to Soulfiya.
Soulfiya, yes sir.
Tell
How
me,
you doing?
I'm doing great. Tell me, Soulfiya, the name.
About it. Soulfiya, yeah. So fire from the soul, Soulfiya. They used to be Soulfire,
Yeah.
correctly, and they hit me with a cease and desist. so I tweaked it.
Your genre of music is?
Well, Caribbean music. So I do reggae music, I do soca music, I do cumbia music, I do dancehall music. But it's all West Indian music, Caribbean music.
Where are you from?
I'm from Guyana. Guyana is a country in South America, in between Venezuela and Suriname. We're known to do chutney music, which is a mix of Indian music and soca music. But me personally, I do reggae music, which is obviously historically a Jamaican genre. Jamaicans started it. The Jamaicans started it. We do reggae too. All through the Caribbean at this point is reggae, but there's most definitely Jamaica is the home of reggae music.
What brings you to Galveston, Texas?
Well, so when I come to America in 1993, and I lived in Florida and did all sorts of stuff, and I ended up playing college football, D1 2A college football, and I broke my job. My jaw was broken 3 places, and I had to move back in with my mother. I couldn't, drink it through with straw and all sorts of stuff. So I moved back in with my mom, who was living in League City at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh gosh, it was such a culture shock for me.
League City.
Yeah, so I had to get out of League City as fast as I could.
Oh, come on now. We have listeners in League City, by the way. Sorry.
League City's cool. It's just not for me. There's certain aspects of League City. I have dreadlocks that almost touch the floor, buddy. I stick out like a sore thumb in League City. Galveston, they got enough problems. Nobody bothers me. I don't bother nobody.
So, I'm going to ask a little bit more historically, if you don't mind.
Are you good?
How did you, and I like to ask this question of performers, particularly those that are in a niche genre like you are, how did you get started as a musician and how did it develop?
Honestly, music has always been a thing I enjoyed, thing I loved. And when I came to Texas, I'd already been involved in promotion of reggae music and booking of reggae music. And so I got a job at the Balinese Room, booking talent for them.
Right.
And I was booking big acts from international acts and then local guys to open up for international guys.
Sure, yeah.
And I would notice that
I know where you're going with this.
Well, I could do as good as what the local guys were doing without trying too hard. It's basically what I realized. It's a genre I grew up listening to, and these guys were very new to it and were very, very green. And I was like, these guys are making money. Why not me?
Right. So why, rather than book them, do it.
Just do it myself. Bingo.
So how many folks do you usually play with?
So that kind of is a matter of how much you're paying me. I have a 9-piece band called Widea. That's my backing band. Right. That's a full horn section, 2 backup singers, drums, bass, keyboard, the whole rigmarole.
Wow.
And then I also book as a solo artist where I'll play just with a DJ and I'll bring just one of my backup singers out and we'll do, a little small thing. I do loop pedal shows sometimes where we just do me and 2 musicians and we'll play.
Right.
So just really at this point, man, we try to give the people what they want.
Right.
And every every venue, every area has a different expectation of what they want to hear. So we try to tailor it to the budget and to the crowd's expectations.
How big a market is there for reggae here?
Here in Galveston,
Or just, let's say, in the area?
Houston's a huge city.
Yeah.
With a giant West Indian population.
Yes.
We have so I'm West Indian, like Caribbean Indian.
Correct.
So there's a big Indian population in Houston. There's a big Hispanic population in Houston. There's a big Caribbean population in Houston. So in general, like, for example, we did the Houston Reggae Fest last year. I think there was 9,000 people through the gate.
Wow.
So in Houston, it's a huge city. We can do anything in Houston.
Yeah, right, right.
You know, the little pocket towns outside, you're hit and miss.
Right.
You know, but I pride myself in being able to entertain anyone. As long as you're an open-minded person and not just going to be, oh, this isn't Leonard Skinner, I don't want to hear it. Well, then I have something for you, you know?
So when you're in these venues that don't have a large population, do you find yourself a bit of a novelty act then, or novelty music for them? People want to expand the horizons.
For sure. Like I did 46 shows in Key West already this year, for example.
I'm sorry. My jaw just dropped. I can't even speak. 46 shows.
Yeah, we did 46 shows.
When do you sleep?
Oh, well, you know, in between. But I went out there for 6 weeks, and I did about, on average, 6 to 9 shows a week for 6 weeks while I was out there. And as you noticed, my wife was pregnant, and I paid for the pregnancy just with sending money home from Key West. But it's very much a novelty, you know what I mean? But at the same time, people who's going to Key West, affluent people who want to feel a Caribbean vibe.
That's right.
They want to go somewhere that's they want to go have a drink in the middle of the day and not be judged. All these type of things.
Right.
And so as a performer, it's perfect. I can have 3 gigs a day. I can start at 11 a.m. and go all the way till midnight. And
because there are venues and there are people, are crowds.
Yeah, all day. And so it's beautiful. And for me, I like to be busy.
How long a set do you typically do?
Oh gosh. So here in Texas,
Yeah.
45 minutes. Key West, 4-hour shows. That's what they book. 3 to 4 hour shows.
You do several a day?
Yeah.
There's no day left.
As you notice, I am drinking coffee, sir.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, all day long.
You must be wired by the time you get through with a day of that.
Well, and in all honesty, the way we were doing it is we would take about 2 days off, and then we would do doubles and triples the rest of the week.
How many folks were you with when you were performing down there?
So with that, big up my man Reggae Lou. He has a large band as well, steel pan player,
Yeah.
horns, all that stuff. But he's like me. He books solo.
Right.
He books as a 3-piece, and he books with the whole band. Just whatever you guys have the money for, that's what we're coming for. So on average, we would wake up and do a solo show or two, or a duo show, just the two of us.
Right.
And then later on in the evening, we'd have the whole band.
I'm still just marveling at this schedule, by the way. Hey, I need to ask you another question.
What you got?
How many songs have you had in the Billboard Top 50?
Oh gosh. I don't know. Probably like, I don't want to, 20, 25?
That's what it looked like from your bio.
30, something like that. So I had 3 albums inside the top 5 for my genre. And I've had 8 albums inside the top 50.
In today's market, how do you market the music itself besides the live performances?
Social media.
Okay.
Freaking social media, man. It's the whole game is social media these days. Taking pictures, doing content, just social
Do
media.
you run your own social media?
I do.
I don't know how you keep up with that, okay?
Yeah,
It'll beat you up, man.
It's probably not the best. In all honesty, I'm not the best at it, but I try, and I try to learn. We do South by Southwest every year, and they do have a lot of conferences where we can learn tips and things to try to optimize our social media and do it the best way, because in all honesty, that's where the money is these days. I mean, I'm signed on Empire. This is the 4th largest label in the world, and I got booked off of social media for that gig. I did a video of me in a hotel in Corpus Christi, and somebody was like, "Hey, we have a $2 million studio within walking distance from you. Why don't you come over? And it's all history from there.
I'm sorry. This whole interview is full of just jaw drops on my part, okay? We've been running into each other now for probably a year or more here. We've talked about doing a podcast. I knew you were an interesting guy, but this has taken me beyond what my expectations were.
Yeah, we do it. I figured out a way to just be a full-time actual musician. And I see people say, oh, you can't do that anymore. There's no money in it. You can't do it. And you can. You have to work.
You know, this is an interesting, because we hear this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And in the voiceover business, fine, AI is there and it's real. And yeah, it's taking some work, but there's ways.
Yeah.
How did you, when you look at this as a market, you're a performer, you're good, but it's still a market that you've got to serve. Do you put something down on paper ever, or is it just an intuitive sense that you build in your mind?
I noticed before I got into this, there was a gap.
Right.
There's American guys that do reggae-ish music.
Yeah.
And then there's Jamaican guys that are very guarded about reggae, and it's a cultural export for them, and they take it very seriously. And there's a gap in between those two people.
So they're worried about appropriation?
Big time. And that's why I think it's funny. A lot of American people would be like, oh, I bet you the Jamaicans love you. Like, no.
Because you walked away, because you're performing their culture other places?
I'm just as bad. You know what I mean? Like, because to them, it's like, but like Americans are like, oh, you're basically Jamaican. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm Guyanese. And we grew up 700 miles from Jamaica. You know what I mean? Like, we were both English colonies.
Yeah, okay, that in common.
We're both West Indian English colonies. We have a lot of similar dialect and stuff. But outside of that, that's it.
It's not a big cultural crossover.
No, none at all. Really, Guyanese is more of a cultural crossover with Trinidad.
Ah,
yeah. Basically, Trinidad and Guyana are what they call the yin yang of the Caribbean.
Okay.
They're 40% Indian, 60% black.
Right.
We're 60% Indian, 40% black.
So, Matrix the equivalencies are the same except inverted then.
Exactly. But the food is the same. The music is the same. The dialect is very, 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 very similar. Other than just some colloquial little slang terms and things. Yeah.
You can communicate easily.
So everybody that's in my band is either from America or from Trinidad. Because there's only 500,000 Guyanese in the world. You know, we're not a big country. So it's like, if I'm not in New York or Fort Lauderdale, I'm probably not going to find money. Man.
I've got to ask this. Yeah. When you've got, what do you say, 8,000 people or something at a show in Houston or whatever it was, if you can see anything over the lights, that is, if you can actually look out into the audience, what are you seeing?
A sea of people. And in all honesty, people always think that the big shows are the scary ones. The small shows are the scary ones.
More intimate.
Yeah, I can see you walk out.
You could have half the house walk out when you're blinded by the lights.
Well, no, you think about it. Like, if there's 15 people in a place and you're playing, and a group walks out, that's 1/3 of the people that are at your show. You notice, and it's hard not to think, oh, did I do something? Was it something? And it might just be a schedule thing. They might have never intended on being there that long, but you feel some kind of way about it.
Yeah, they could be late for dinner.
Yeah. They could have only stayed to hear your show and then, you know what I mean, missed their reservations or whatever. But yeah, in your head, you're like, oh no, this is going badly. Yeah, so 7,000 people, you don't notice anything. You just see a sea of humanity, you know what I mean? And it's energizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a performer's lament. It's the people that pursue performing arts are often the least secure in their own ego. So it attracts exactly the wrong people. So how do you psych yourself out of that when free people leave?
Well, no, and that's the thing. People that don't know me but know me a little bit assume that I'm a very extroverted person. And I'm really not. I like my wife, my small circle of friends, and my children. And outside of that, I don't care to be very social. It's not really my way. But music is kind of a thing. I feel like I could always, like, I was sitting there just now and you said, hey, can we talk? I always would love to talk about music.
Yeah.
So it's for me, it's that one place. Like, if you wanted to talk to me about the weather, I would say, yeah, it's nice.
Nice weather. That's it. End of conversation.
Keep it moving. You want to talk about music? Let's talk. Let's open it up, man. You know what I mean? And I've been that way my whole life. Like I always enjoyed music. I would be like, I remember as one of my earliest core memories is going through my father's 45s and picking out albums that I wanted him to play me, just based on the either the art or just the script written on the record. I would be, oh man, for some reason this one interests me, and I put like a little stack and then have him come and play them for me. You know.
What instruments do you do? Are you a vocalist solo or?
So I'm vocalist is where the bread gets buttered, but before all of this, I played bass, I played keyboards, and originally my first instrument was conga. So I've been playing conga since I was 9 years old. I played in a million different bands as a percussionist, and that's really how I first started traveling the country at like 19, doing 300 shows a year as a percussionist, and just living in a van.
19-year-old on the road, man, that's dangerous.
Real thing. I was the youngest guy in the group, in the band, and probably the largest, and I was like security / percussionist.
I guess you could help them strike too.
Yeah,
you carry the heavy stuff.
Yeah. Well, they have a title in reggae music for that. They call Boxman.
Boxman, yeah.
Either Boxman. Yeah, and I definitely got into it originally as a Boxman.
So you're Boxman / performer.
Oh yeah. That's seriously though, man, because like we come from a sound system culture. You have to be big before you get a band.
Okay.
You have to make money to have a band. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys you got to pay in a band.
Yeah.
If I just show up and there's a big sound system playing and I just sing you a couple songs, that doesn't cost anything. So that's how we grew up doing music in Guyana.
Okay.
And so if you would help the DJ carry in some stuff, they'd probably let you sing a couple.
So you'd pay to sing.
Yeah, well, records are heavy, buddy.
No, that's okay.
Records are heavy. I had a young back at the time,
Yeah. Young back, big guy. There you go.
Yeah, carry some records. Make sure you got one in each hand so you don't throw your back off.
If I carry your stuff, can I sing?
Sure, buddy.
So what's coming next?
So I'm always releasing new music. Just put out 2 singles last month. Have a new EP coming from my production company with El Dusty and Americano. Have a whole heap of live performances scheduled. Got some big things coming. Bringing my buddy from Key West, Reggae Lou, into town here in Galveston and Corpus Christi and Austin for a little show run. We're going to be out at the pool, courtside, Marriott next Saturday, doing some DJ business and just enjoying life. But, until then, just look for me anywhere you find music. SOULFIYA. I'm an easy guy to get a hold of.
SOULFIYA.
Yes, sir.
Soulfire. Global search for that will find you.
Yeah.
All the various social media.
When you spell it weird, you can only find one answer.
And you stay out of trouble with intellectual property.
Yes, sir.
This has been a delight talking to you. Okay, I'd like to do this again,
Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. You're a good guy.
I've learned, and we'll talk again. Thank you very much. This is Jim Bratton Podcast.
This has been Jim Bratton Podcast. We hope you have enjoyed, been inspired, informed, angered, or otherwise emotionally stimulated. This is your booth announcer, Sierra Sakel.